You're not tired, you are just not disciplined. Let's get into it. And I'm not softening on this one because what I'm about to say is going to trigger you, but it can also be liberating to you if you're ready to hear it, if you just let it sink in. I hear and see so many women saying they are tired of everything, tired of showing up, tired of life, tired of trying, tired of putting in any kind of effort. I see it especially in school for women working with kids, women having kids, women who fell into the hustle culture trap, women who just gave up on themselves, right? Women who actually want to work on themselves but just don't want to put the effort in. Women who are in their teenage lives still figuring shit out. Women in their 20s figuring life out, trying to look a certain way, trying to be a certain way, trying to be a certain person, right? And they label it burnout, they label it exhaustion, depletion. They say they are overwhelmed and need rest and space and time and want to bed rot all day watching Netflix. But more often than not, what you actually need is something entirely different. What you need is discipline. Not the rigid military kind, but the kind of intentional, aligned discipline that just brings rhythm into your life, that just brings stability and inner leadership to your day-to-day life. Because the truth is, you're not always tired because your body is worn out, right? You're tired because you have absolutely no structure, no systems, no boundaries, no regulation. You are mentally completely scattered, emotionally messy, and energetically just all over the place. So you are exhausting yourself by leaking your power into things that don't serve you. And then you're blaming life for how you feel, or the people around you for how you feel. Just because you have shitty habits, you have unhealthy patterns, you have toxic behaviors, you have limiting beliefs, you have no self-trust, no self-belief, no drive, no passion, no purpose, and you're blaming everything and everyone around you for your problems. And while I already know you now want to make me out to be the villain for saying it and for calling you out, I'm going to let you know that this isn't said to shame you. It's just a wake-up call. It's just to wake you the hell up. You think you're tired, but you're just drowning in your own chaos. So let's look at what's really going on beneath the surface. You're spending hours scrolling on your phone, most probably on TikTok, like most people do, or you're stalking someone yet again on Instagram. You're maybe even on multiple apps at the same time. You're completely overstimulating your brain with different opinions, different content, different distractions that only take you further away from yourself. You're still staying entangled in friendships and situationships and relationships and environments that drain the hell out of you and pull you out of complete alignment. And on top of that, you're skipping your meals. You rather order takeout and fast food than cooking a healthy meal yourself. You're not hydrating properly. You're completely ignoring your body's signals and trying to power through on your damn caffeine, your soft drinks, and even worse, your energy drinks and that adrenaline rush that you're getting from that. On top of that, you're never moving your body, so you lay in bed most of the day, or even on the couch, or just sit down too much overall as soon as you come home, or even as soon as the day starts, if you have nothing to do. You don't do sports, you have no hobbies, you hate activities like running, you barely even go on walks, and all of this causes you to end your day, every single day, with less than 5,000 steps. That is not normal. On top of that, you're going to bed late. You're waking up with absolutely no intention, no drive. You're jumping straight into a world of noise. Whether that's listening to a toxic podcast, whether that's listening to super loud, unaligned music, unconscious music, Whether that's immediately scrolling for an hour or two on TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media app, before you have even anchored into your own energy in the morning. And then you say you're tired by midday. You're starting to yawn by midday. You're getting a crash by midday or around 2 to 3 p.m. Of course you are. No shit, Sherlock. But it's not because you're working too hard or doing too much in a meaningful sense. It's because you're trapped in a cycle of complete emotional chaos and energetic mismanagement that's slowly burning you out. So you're over here sitting, calling it fatigue, but what you're actually feeling is the weight of your own disorganization and your own laziness. And the only thing that can change that is not more rest, but more alignment. Which I hate to break it to you, but it starts with discipline. And discipline is the deepest form of self-respect in that case. So let's redefine what discipline actually is for you, because most people hear the word and instantly associate it with restriction and negativity and self-hatred and pressure and shame and all of these things, right? You immediately spiral just because of one damn word. But true discipline isn't about punishment or control, right? It's about just honoring your future self, who you're gonna be, because you're working towards something. It's about showing up for your life like it matters, because it actually does. It's about giving your nervous system a stable framework to rest in, instead of expecting yourself to thrive inside a chaotic, unstructured existence, right? And I mean, why would you treat your body with the absolute minimum and predict a bad future already? Are you not worth anything to yourself? Discipline is having the boundaries that protect your energy, the standards that elevate your behavior, and the systems that allow your creativity and your confidence and your clarity and all of that to flourish. It's eating in a way that supports your vitality, your longevity, sleeping like you respect your body, and speaking like your words actually matter, and not adding a bunch of filler words like or you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, all of these things. I don't know. Stop adding these filler words. You don't understand how dumb you sound talking like that. And moving like your energy is actually precious and actually worth something. So when you commit to discipline, you don't waste energy fighting internal battles all day. You don't negotiate with procrastination or debate every decision you have to make. You don't spiral in emotional reaction and call it intuition. You just lead, you choose, you move intentionally. And from that place, your life is going to start making sense again. Not because everything suddenly gets easier, but simply because you become a woman who can actually hold all of that. And on top of that, you're not meant to be on all the time. You're meant to be responsible for your own state. So let's be clear, this is not like an anti-rest message, right? It's not another get into the hustle culture type of video. There are very real seasons where your body will ask for stillness and softness and space, and that should be honored. After all, it's very feminine, right? It's a very feminine thing to do, to just rest and to just sink into your softness and sit in stillness and silence. But what I'm calling out on you is the way that many women hide behind that language. You say you're burnt out, but it's actually just your avoidance. You say you're listening to your body, but really you're just procrastinating and lazy. You say you're resting, but it's not rest, it's just complete dysregulation in disguise. Because healing isn't just about taking breaks, right? It's not you distancing yourself and going into into hermit mode. It's about building new systems that are healthy, that are sustainable, long term. Systems that allow you to stop chasing external validation and start creating internal order. Systems that bring back your energy to baseline so you can stop reacting and actually just start responding. And that kind of healing requires maturity and consistency and, yes, discipline. You cannot keep bypassing the structure your body is begging for and expect to feel powerful. There is nothing empowering about being overwhelmed every single day. There is not. You simply cannot receive in chaos, right? And with that being said, let's talk about desire, the relationship, the career, the next level income, the visibility, the abundance, the lifestyle, the impact you want to have. You want all of that, but the truth is, you won't receive any of it if your inner world keeps being unregulated and dysregulated. You won't receive from a place of complete confusion and scattered energy and inner disarray. The universe doesn't respond to how much you want something. It doesn't care what you want. It responds to what you're available to hold. It responds to your frequency, to your energy, to your alignment. And if you cannot hold the weight of your own morning routine, or the energy of your own boundaries, of your own self-respect, the rhythm of your own nervous system, how can you hold the next level of your life? If you cannot even respect yourself enough to have a healthy daily routine, how do you expect the universe to give you $1 million? You cannot even hold your few hundreds that you have, your few thousands that you have. You cannot manifest from chaos. You cannot magnetize from the mess that you're in. You cannot expand from emotional overwhelm disguised as exhaustion. Because the version of you who has it, that is a focused version. That is a centered version. That future you is clear and makes decisions with conviction. And conviction is one of the biggest aspects to manifestation. That version of you protects her time, respects her energy. And she doesn't confuse discipline with force, right? With that pressure, with that shame. She just sees it as devotion to yourself, right? And from that place, that version of you receives what a chaotic version of you was only hoping for. And at the end of the day, your energy is your responsibility. Again, this message isn't about blame. It's about taking back your power. It's about coming home to yourself. It's about the moment that you stop outsourcing your fatigue to life, to people, to circumstances, to your environment, and actually start taking full responsibility for how you manage and protect and direct your energy. If your life feels heavy, you are there to clean it up. You need to be there to clean it up. If your body feels sluggish, you need to be there to support it, to take care of it. If your mind feels chaotic, you are there to ground it. If your soul feels disconnected, you need to be there to lead it back. You don't need another nap. You don't need another video on TikTok telling you how you're good the way you are and don't stress yourself and get out of your anxiety. No. You don't need another journal prompt. You need to get the fuck up, clear your field, anchor into your truth, come back home to yourself and move like the woman who's done with her own bullshit. So no, you're not tired. You're undisciplined. And the moment you start owning that is the moment that everything begins to shift.